Now, in honor of Armed Forces Day, we have a very special guest joining us live. Welcome, Sergeant Taylor Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Nice to have you here. So, talk a little bit about what Armed Forces Day is.
So what Armed Forces Day is just a day, normally around the week of Memorial Day, to kind of honor all the men and women who chose to serve their country.
Okay, and we are celebrating it this year. What are some of the special things that we do to celebrate, or that the services do to celebrate it?
Normally, we'll have a ceremony. Like I said, normally it's wrapped into the Memorial Day ceremony. As far as recruiters go, we're normally out in the communities all the time. So we do different events, like you having us on this morning, to kind of bring an awareness to the community. We're kind of like the ambassadors for the Army out into the community.
So you are a recruiter?
Yes.
So what are some of the things when young people are coming out of high school, what are some of the options that they have?
We have two options specifically that the Army recruiters offer. We have the active duty option and the reserve option. So they can either, start a career right out of high school, which is a benefit, or they can choose to continue their education in college and have the Army kind of lighten the burden of the cost.
So tell us the difference, for those who don't know, between active duty and then the reserves.
So active duty is a full-time job. Normally the hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And reserve is a unique option where it gives you the opportunity to serve your country while still maintaining your civilian lifestyle. So your obligation to the reserve is only 1 weekend a month, and then you have an additional 2 weeks throughout the summer where you conduct additional training.
Do you have to go to boot camp for both?
Yes, you will have to go to boot camp for both, and it is integrated. So when you go to boot camp, you won't know whether you're reserve or active. The only difference is at the end, after your job training, if you're active duty, you'll go to your first duty assignment, and if you're reserve, you'll come back home and continue with your plan.
As far as the education that you have to have, grade point average, anything like that, what can you tell us about that?
There's no specific grade point average as far as joining the Army. We do have a test. It's called the Standard Aptitude Battery, the ASVAB, that you have to take. The minimum scores are 31, and what this test does, it shows us the propensity that you have to learn a specific career field.
Okay. Is there any, so there is a test, what about a physical test?
There's no physical test that you need to pass before going to training. However, in order to graduate training, we do have the Army physical fitness test that you're required to pass. It consists of 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. And
how many do you have to do?
Well, it kind of varies based on the gender and age. So.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you serving?
Okay, so well, first off, I was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
I joined the Army Reserve at the age of 17 as a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
My job is a 74 Delta, which is also known as a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear specialist. So that training takes place at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri at the U.S. Chemical School. And throughout my career, I was stationed in Greenwood, South Carolina, and I've also served in Kuwait and traveled to various countries teaching the local populace about chemical defense and weapons of mass destruction.
So for more information, you can certainly go to our website and find out. Thank you for joining us, and coming up on